I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-minute convos where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Kate Toon. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful night?
Well, it's morning here in Australia, but I'm doing very, very well.
That's wonderful. Well, you are in my future. So how does my future look all the way in Australia?
It looks good. Good things are going to happen, I think. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
As far as I can see.
That's wonderful. Well, Kate, please do tell us which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time.
Oh, I'm not sure. I think we found each other via LinkedIn. So maybe it's my tenacity on LinkedIn to keep posting until somebody takes notice of me.
Most definitely. What have you been posting there most recently?
Most of the time I post, blog posts that I've previously written or little random comments and thoughts I have about the world. I don't take LinkedIn too seriously. I think lots of people do. But I just post the same kind of things that I post on Facebook and Twitter. I don't have a different persona on LinkedIn.
All right. And what about your podcast? Do you post your podcast there?
I do, yeah. I've got 3. I was just explaining. I've got 3 podcasts, so it's a lot of work, but not as much work as this mammoth effort that you're doing right now. So
thank you. Well, please tell us about your podcast.
I have one called Hot Copy, and that's all about copywriting and helping people become better freelance copywriters. I have another called The Recipe for SEO Success, which is all about teaching normal humans, normal small business people, how to grapple Google and improve their rankings and get more traffic. And then I just launched a new one called Confessions of a Misfit Entrepreneur, which is based on my book, which is all about life, real life as a kind of slightly scruffy entrepreneur who doesn't follow the rules that we're supposed to follow. So yeah.
That's the one I listened to. That one was pretty intriguing, where you and your guest had like a word, right? I think the word was, let me see how good my memory was, was it hedgehog?
Yes. Yeah, so we had a code word because she talks a lot of that particular guest. So I wanted to be able to have a word where I could cut her off. So that could be our word too. If I'm talking too much, just say hedgehog and I'll shut.
No, you're good. So who did you learn the skill of podcasting from?
Well, I think I learned it as I went along. So my friend Belinda Weaver, who helped me start Hot Copy Podcast, she said, I think I said I was going to do one with no intention of actually following through on that statement. And she said, hey, well, I want to do one too. Let's do it together. I'd never listened to a podcast. So I kind of just learned as I went along. But now I'm a total podcast addict. I've listened to 3 already today and it's only midday. So yeah, I'm a big fan now.
That's good. Now that you've gotten your feet wet and you've been doing this for quite a bit, why will you continue to repeat the skills of podcasting and sharing your message?
Because I think, as we're talking now, you create a really intimate connection when you're in someone's ear. Lots of people listen to podcasts when they're doing things they enjoy, like walking the dog or cooking, and you're right in their ear hole. So there's no distraction. So I found that it's built a lot of trust in my brand, especially for my SEOs, because I sell a course. And so people, once they've listened to 12 hours of me talking about SEO, they're pretty convinced that I know what I'm talking about. And also, it's just really enjoyable. I like having chats with people like you do. So I find it more fun than blogging or making videos. I guess I like the sound of my own voice. There you go.
There we go. Well, tell us where's the best place if we're interested in SEO or even just hearing your voice for us to go to connect with you, Kate.
Well, luckily I'm quite good at SEO. So if you type Kate Toon into Google, Toon, you'll find something to do with me. You'll find one of my 6 websites, 3 podcasts. I don't know. It's all getting out of hand now. I've got a lot going on. But you'll find something.
Well, tell us one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, Kate.
I think I've turned up. I think that's been a big part of my success. And I'm doing little air speech marks when I say success. I turn up, I keep working, I'm consistent. I don't give up when things aren't going well, and I don't get smug when things are going well. I just turn up, I do the work, and over time that's really paid off for me.
How does that make you feel?
Well, it's pretty good. It's life is good. I'm 9 years into running my own business. Things are successful. I get to work in my back garden in my pajamas, and I get to do pretty much whatever I want every day. And that's a huge freedom, and I feel very grateful for that. So, yeah.
Suggest to someone that's listening why they should apply that model to their business, or even their day job, which is to turn up.
I think it's easy to be disheartened when things aren't going well, especially if you're running your own business and you're trying to build something, or you're trying to get followers on Facebook or people to be interested in your posts on LinkedIn. And I think it's very easy to go, it's not working, I'm going to try something else, I'm giving up, and just move on without really putting the time in. And I just think that lots of people give up too soon. It is hard, there are dark times, but if you do continually turn up and share good content and engage with people, it does eventually pay off, or well, it has for me. So yeah.
Love it.
Stick through the hard times, keep trying.
Amazing audience, we are live with Kate Toon again. She is the podcaster by 3, the websiter by 6, right? Well, you could definitely connect with her. I would point them to katetoon.com, right? Or /misfit. She is the author of Confessions of a Misfit Entrepreneur, and so much more. But as she said, type in Kate Toon, KATETOON, and you can definitely find her. Her SEO is good, right? Kate Toon, let's switch gears for a moment now, and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Kate, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Can I just say, you've got the best voice ever. I could listen to this all day. I'm going to listen to all 300 of your episodes. What's my earliest childhood memory? I think that the one that strikes home is seeing a bike by the back door, and I think that must have been Christmas when I got my first bike. I think I would have been about 3 or 4. That's the first thing that I can really picture in my mind's eye.
Why do you think this memory is so clear?
I don't know, maybe my parents didn't get me anything before. I don't know, but it was a cool bike. It had little silvery things hanging from the handlebars, and it was pretty cool. My first bike. That's a big moment for a kid. Yeah. So yeah, I just took home.
Was it by the front door or the back door?
It was by the back door, which was weirdly in our kitchen. That's English houses for you. It was on the doormat in the kitchen. I don't know why they put it there, but I think maybe they were trying to make me believe that Father Christmas had just left it there. So yeah, I remember seeing it and being a bit dumbstruck with glee.
Well, can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
Oh, yes, please do.
I love the idea of the possibilities that are there for you waiting at your door.
Oh, I like that.
Amazing, right? Of course, it would have been necessary for you to learn how to ride the bike, just like an entrepreneur needs to learn how to do what's necessary in their business. But once you get a riding, even those silver things, like you could just see them blowing in the wind, right? And the freedom that you now have. It's pretty intriguing how it connects, isn't it?
Oh my goodness. This is great. Can I call you every day? Can I come to that blue Caribbean Sea? Because it sounds good.
Kate, we've arrived at our destination now, but before we get off of this time machine, there is a small declaration form, so it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready?
I'm terrified, but yes, let's do it.
Kate, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Honestly, no, I haven't. I have a little boy who's 8, and he sometimes helps me put things in envelopes, but I'm not sure where he wants to go yet, and I'm not sure he wants to be an entrepreneur. I think he wants to be an engineer. So if that's what he wants to do, I'll let him do that. So no, I think it will finish with me.
Are you married?
I am married, yes.
So you have one son, yeah?
Yes.
Do you believe in God?
Do I believe in God? No, I don't.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
An inner circle of friends? Yes, a very small one.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
Probably not.
How about 3 hours a week?
Oh, yes, definitely.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Oh, gosh, I feel terrible. It's probably more. I feel judged. Don't judge.
Don't feel judged. If you, Kate, had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Kate Toon, what would you say that is?
Oh, you could have prepared me for this one. I could have come up with something terribly witty. I think the only one that comes to mind is hell is other people, which sounds very negative, but I think what I mean by that is I take a huge amount of pleasure about being able to work on my own and interact with people when I choose to interact with them, which is a real pleasure of being an entrepreneur rather than working in an office environment. So I'll go with hell is other people, since that's the first one that came to mind.
There we go.
It's not mine. I can't remember who quoted that, but there you go.
Kate, this has been a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
No, that this has been great fun and very odd to be called out of the blue and have this virtual blind date. But thank you very much for asking me, and good luck with the rest of the shows.
You're welcome. Kate Toon, thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.